Hello, in today's video I will be ranking 5 of the most broken weapons over the history of Apex Legends. I will have some rules that I will be applying to this list though. I will not be including care package weapons because they are care package weapons for a reason. And I will only include one weapon per season, otherwise the list will be mostly season 0 and season 2 weapons, because those seasons had a lot of them. Okay, now that is said, let's get right into it. Number 5. At number 5 we have the Season 21 Havoc. The Havoc has always been a solid choice, but along with Season 21 nerfs and buffs to other weapons, Season 21 Havoc just stood out amongst every other gun. It was so strong that everyone begged for a nerf, and even Respawn themselves made a little joke about it later in patch notes when nerfing it. The Havoc that season had the best time to kill out of all ARs, easy to control recoil, and it had a large magazine of up to 36 bullets, so you were not punished for missing shots. If you played any game in Apex in Season 21, I think you know why this one made it onto the list, because you just couldn't play a game without seeing at least half of the lobby playing the Havoc. Number 4. At number 4 we have the Season 0 Wingman. I know this one might be a bit controversial just because of how a lot of weapons from Season 0 were completely broken, but it is what it is. Honestly, this one was a 50-50 for me between the Wingman and the R99 from this season, but I chose the Wingman just because of how versatile it is. The weapon was great at mid-range, close range, and honestly pretty good even at long range. Don't get me wrong, the R99 was also pretty busted, but I think I saw more people cry about the Wingman than the R99 that season. If you don't know, the Wingman in Season 0 had up to 12 bullets in the magazine with a purple mag. It dealt 2.5 times the damage with a headshot if you had Skull Piercer equipped. It had a rapid fire rate that is around double the fire rate it has now, and it had almost pinpoint accuracy when hip firing. And for these reasons, the Wingman had a nerf in every single update for the first 1.5 years of the game being out. Number 3. At number 3 we have the Season 2 and Season 22 Mozambique. You might be scratching your head with this one, but trust me, Mozambique used to be really powerful. Even though this weapon was clowned on by the developers, adding an animation of the Mozambique being angrily thrown at the ground when you switched it for another weapon, they managed to make it broken in Season 2 when hammer points were first introduced. Because back then the Mozambique with hammer points would one-shot a lot of people, especially at the start of the game, because back then everyone spawned without the armor. And because back then the hammer points made the damage be 2.4 times higher if dealt to flashed enemies. So you were able to deal around 36 damage per pellet to the body and 46 damage per pellet to the head. So you could one-shot a person with up to around 110 health, shields included. Now, the Season 22 Mozambique. The Season 22 Mozambique was broken for a different reason. No, it couldn't one-shot a flashed enemy, but in this season they introduced the Akimbo Mozambiques, which doubled everything that the normal Mozambique had. And the best part, it could be equipped with hammer points, which made it have a deadly DPS. You could have 12 ammo, you could shoot twice as fast, and you dealt up to 49 damage to shielded enemies and up to 65 damage to flashed enemies. So this weapon made the short work of everyone. Number 2. At number 2 we have the Season 3 Charge Rifle. I don't think this gun needs an introduction, because it's the most hated weapon ever introduced to Apex. I was wondering if I should include only the Season 3 Charge Rifle or add the new Season 23 Automatic Charge Rifle with Select Fire, but I think nothing can beat how annoying Charge Rifle was back then in the state that it came to the game. The weapon was a hit scan, ran on energy ammo, not sniper ammo, and consumed only 1 ammo per shot, which was changed a lot in the history of the gun. It could have up to 7 shots in the magazine. It also had no damage fall off until 300 meters away, and max damage fall off at 500 meters, which you could almost never feel because not many fights were at that range. This season's charge rifle is also broken, but at least it's not an annoying hit scan beam and requires some skill. Let's move on to honorable mentions of guns that were close to making it on the list. First, I have the Season 0 R99. The Season 0 R99 was broken because it was a laser beam with up to 30 ammo and could be equipped with 3 and 2 to 4x scopes. Next, I have the Season 2 P2020. This weapon was broken for the same reason as Mozambique, and that is that hammer points were broken when they were first introduced. Next, I have the Season 3 Double Tap G7 Scout. The G7 was good from Season 0, but throughout the seasons it saw some great buffs, and Season 3 introduced Double Tap to it, which made it shoot 2 bullets at once. Last honorable mention is the Season 16 Nemesis. When the Nemesis came out, it came out really strong with having almost no recoil and small bullet drop, and the highest DPS of any AR. Now let's move on to the number 1 weapon, and that is the Season 2 Alternator. In Season 2, Disruptor rounds were first introduced, and let me tell you, boy did this weapon slap. Disruptor rounds is an attachment that dealt 2.26 times damage to the shielded enemies, so you could free shot a shield off of your target. So if you had this weapon, you were guaranteed to win a fight, because getting the shield down is the most important part of the fight, because then the target has increased aim punch. This one has a special place in my heart, and it's not for a good reason. It was so broken when I tried it for the first time that I got my first 3k badge with it, and I swore that I will never play it again because I was winning fights. Someone my skill at that time had no means winning. That is also the reason why the Disruptor rounds got nerfed just 3 days after it got released, and nerfed a second time after a month, taking the 2.26 times multiplier down to 1.55 times. That is all. Thank you for watching. If you didn't agree with any of the weapons said in the video, it might be because they were from a season where a lot of weapons were broken and I had to choose only one of them. Also, if you thought of any other weapons that should have been mentioned, feel free to let me know in the comments. Anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.